It finally happened. It finally happened. The Pixel remasters have been released on console. Good lord, we've been waiting a while. Obviously, I covered the Pixel remasters back when they came out on Steam. I was really impressed with them, but we finally have them on console, PS4, Switch. I bought the PS4 version myself. It only just came today, so I'm a little bit late on this. So this isn't sponsored, but also Square have said they're going to send me a code for the Switch version. So, yay. Although it's not arrived yet, so this is sponsored, but it's not. Anyway, I've got both versions, or I will have eventually, which means I'll finally be able to play a bunch of Final Fantasy games on my Switch, if not most of them, which is great because that means I no longer need to dig out my Vita every time I want to play some old school FF on the go. So hugely excited to jump back into these. I'm just going to go over a couple of the new features that they've added for these versions, and kind of go over my thoughts and opinions. Like I say, I've already covered the Pixel remasters, and there's not too much difference, so I'll link my previous video on that in the description, so you can check that out as well. So yeah, really freaking excited to finally have Pixel remasters Final Fantasy 1 through to 6 on console with trophies on the PlayStation version, which I'm a big fan of. It's going to give me an excuse to play Final Fantasy 2 again, which I don't think I would play again if it weren't for trophies. Oh man, seeing all the Final Fantasy games listed on the PS5 UI is so satisfying, and it just feels so great to finally have these on freaking modern consoles. So, as I said, the Pixel remasters that are releasing on console are pretty much exactly the same as the PC versions, with some minor tweaks and additions, which I really gotta say I'm a huge fan of. One of my biggest complaints of the PC versions was the font. Now, I'm not alone in this, a lot of people weren't too keen on it. It's just a little bit bland and doesn't really fit these retro games. So, the addition of a more classic font style, which you can swap to in the menus, is a much appreciated feature. And with games like this, where you do a lot of reading, it's just nice to have a font that's a little bit more pleasing to the eye. The second addition with these versions is the boost mechanic. With the boost option, which is in the settings, you can tweak how much money you get, how much XP, you can turn off encounters, and as with the case with Final Fantasy 2, you can kind of alter how the game handles progression as well. For example, you can turn off the compensatory HP that you would get after so many battles. So I reckon this could really help a lot of very interesting challenge runs happen, if you are a sadist. But my friends, my favourite addition to these versions by a country mile is the ability to change the music. Now don't get me wrong, I absolutely adore these new arrangements. Some tracks I'm not too keen on, but overall, I've really enjoyed these new soundtracks. However, they've added the ability to swap at will over to the original music, and I bloody love it. So if you really want to go retro, or just don't really like some of the new arrangements, you can go back to the originals with the press of a button, and that is just fantastic. So, in closing, fantastic package. It's so great having them all available to play on console now. I feel like, especially on the Switch, it just suits that system very well, and it's going to be great to be able to play them on the go. I've never been much of a PC gamer. I've always been a console guy, so just having them back on console where they belong, I feel like that's where they belong, is really great. Couple of things that kind of suck about it still. We don't get all the added content that came out with previous versions of the game, like on Game Boy Advance, for example, or PSP. That's not a huge deal breaker for me, because some of the added content, specifically on the PSP versions of the first two games, wasn't great. I can't say I was that impressed with those, But some of the things they added in the Game Boy Advance versions was really, really sweet. So that is a shame. But I guess these are just the games as they were when they first released, which I think we can all agree are still fantastic. And just having them spruced up with enhanced visuals. The sprite work is either going to be to your taste or not. I personally quite like them. They are a little bit small, but overall it doesn't bother me too much. The remastered music, the rearranged music is fantastic. Having the ability to swap between the classic music and the rearranged is chef's kiss. I really like that they added that feature. What I love most about this is that this is finally giving a lot more people a chance to play these games because they are absolutely worth playing. Even Final Fantasy II, as broken as it is. They're all classics, fantastic JRPGs, and yeah, Final Fantasy III in its original form, or as close to, is pretty great as well. So yeah, thanks for watching this, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this little overview of the Pixel remasters on console. Like I said, I did cover these when they first came out on Steam anyway, and there's not too many differences, but what differences there are definitely appreciated, like the font and the ability to swap between classic and rearranged music. That is really, really great. So, a big thank you again to Square for finally releasing these on console. I am so thrilled, and a big thank you to them for sending me a copy of the Switch version. Even though I haven't received it yet, I'm still waiting on an email. Big thank you to them. Couldn't be more happier with this package overall. Again, what issues I do have with it are very nitpicky at this point. I'm going to play these games to death, and it's so great being able to get trophies on them as well on the PS4. So, big thumbs up from me. Thank you for watching this video, everyone. If you have enjoyed it or gotten any kind of value from this video, please do like it and share it if you can. And if you've not subscribed, I guess you could do. I don't know why you would want to, but you could theoretically subscribe. Thank you, everyone, for watching this video. Take care and enjoy diving into these absolute classic games on your shiny new consoles. Bye-bye for now. Listen, I'm sorry. You know I didn't mean it, right? You know I still love you.